Torgerson to the right there, looking very casual in a laid-back t-shirt. This is the fellow that's won this event 3 times. He owns it. He'll be up later on.
Yes, I should imagine he's got a bit of sympathy for Thomas. He's a very good friend. He's in all sorts of trouble in this lane at the moment. Guy, a strike for... I'm not even going to say a strike, am I? It's 5.
Absolutely dreadful. It really is. It's who's going to survive, because this is a nightmare for these two fellas. Both of them all over the place. Guy Kaminski 166. He leads by 2 pins, but both of them need to take a deep breath and refocus and try and get this right on leg 2.
Just before we get back to the action, Chris Barnes gives us a guide on how to get it right when it comes to finding the pocket and finding those strikes.
You will often hear the term pocket, and the pocket means for a left-hander will be the head pin, which is on the 20th board, and the 2 pin, which is the pin immediately left of that, which is on the 15th board. The ideal place to hit the pocket is on the 17th and a half board, where your strike percentage is nearly 100%. For a right-hander, the pocket is the head pin, and the pin directly right of that, which is the 3 pin. It is also on the 17th and a half board where 100% strikes can be had. Anything light of that, say the 16th board, will likely result in a 10 pin or for a right-hander, or a 7 pin for a left-hander. Anything high around the 19th board will likely result in a 4 pin or a 6 pin for a left-hander. Anything higher than that, and you'll see some of these disastrous splits that can ruin a game.
Back to the action. This is the second game. Leanderson working a double. Kaminski opened with a spare, found a strike in frame 2, and is now looking for that double in frame 3.
Well, Kaminski doesn't have a double. In fact, he only has 2 strikes in the whole match. A double here would put him back in the lead. Nice pocket hit, and Guy's settling down.
Yeah, well called, Nick. A timely double from Guy Kaminski, frames 1 and 2. Sorry, frames 2 and 3 after that single pin spare in frame 1, of course. Much better shot, and that will do his confidence the world of good.
Yes, is it game on? A strike here from Leanderson would really start the fire burning. And boy, this fuse has been burning slow for a while. Now, can he get back on strike? Oh no, it's a carbon copy shot of that earlier one, isn't it?
Yeah, once again he's high with that head pin. He's broken the pins up and he's going to make a spare. Now, he's tried the outside of the lane and he wasn't very happy out there. Missed the head pin a couple of times on the right hand side. At the moment he's just playing safety first, I think.
He's had 13 frames, Cass, and honestly you can count the number of good pocket hits he's had on the fingers of one hand.
It's not the Thomas Leanderson we've known and seen before, is it? Well, I think that as the game goes on, his confidence is really getting drained, as he's looking really dejected, isn't he?
We've got an imposter in the house. This fella showed up. There's a Thomas Leanderson lookalike.
I didn't want to go there, but I knew you would.
Well, there's one explanation. That's the only thing that can explain those figures. Most un-Leanderson-like, and there we were building him up at the start of the match. Oh, one of the great stylists, and instead he's come in and had an absolutely torrid time. And Kaminski will try for a turkey. In there like swimwear.
What a vicious head pin messenger that was. Ripped across the deck and took the 10 pin away. And that's 3 strikes in a row, and that's opening some daylight up now. That will do Kaminski's confidence a great deal of good. Just a nervous little chatter to himself there, trying to stay focused. He knows he's got the lead and there's frames are running out with only 6 frames to go. He knows that Thomas is now having a real hard time just at the moment.
That puts a bit of pressure on Leanderson. The gap's growing, 23 pins. Leanderson can't afford too many more mistakes, and that's an absolute shocker. The head pin goes all over the place. It doesn't go all over the place again. It's the ball that's gone all over the place, and it's missed the head pin. Washout. Is that the 4th or the 5th time that's happened to him in this match? I've lost count.
I think that's the 4th time he's missed the head pin on the right-hand side. Let's just see where he's laid this one out. Yes, he's a little bit right of his target. The ball gets hooked up in the lane conditioner.
Well, he's dug himself out, but he won't be celebrating too much. Honestly, Cass, if Thomas misses the head pin once in a match, it's headline news.
Yeah, he's the man that makes the pocket nearly every shot and carries an awful lot of strikes, but this really hasn't been his day, and you can tell by the look on his face, can't you? I mean, it was a classic spare. It was not a very nice first ball, but the second ball looked great. Made himself a spare, so he's still in the race.
Yeah, didn't he need that spare? If he hadn't spared there, that lead's getting a bit unpleasant. As it is, it's growing.
Yeah, it's a big bit of daylight now, isn't it? And Kaminsky can open it up even more by hitting 4 in a row.
And now he's the lead-off guy. He's bowling first. He sets the bar. He says, Thomas, there it is, follow that. He's only just made the head pin, and that's the result.
Oh, crikey, yeah, he went fishing on the right-hand side.
Just when you thought Guy with that turkey had sorted his game out, he's given us this, and it's only just clipped that head pin.
Yes, indeed, it's the 2-4 and a 5. It should be a makeable spare. Nice straight ball should take these out. Needs to hit that middle one.
Well, I'll tell you this, if he doesn't make the spare, that lead gets wiped out in one frame. This is a pressure shot.
Well, he answered the pressure. He's made the spare. Earns bonus pins. More pressure onto Thomas Lee Anderson.
Well, his maximum drops to 433. His lead virtually cut in half. 15 it is now. Way too close for comfort again. And Lee Anderson pops up with a strike here. He'll stay right in Guy Kaminsky's slipstream. There is still plenty of time for both of these fellas to go on a tear-up. Just get out of this with a win.
But does Thomas look as though he's going to go on a tear-up? Not at the moment, he doesn't.
Well, he's only just got the head pin again. He's left himself the 2-8 sleeper, very missable.
It certainly is on this lane, because it appears that the lane conditioner, the oil that's put on to protect the lane, has carried down past the 42 foot mark. And Thomas' ball is just not reacting the back end.
And did you hear, or rather it was the lack of reaction from the fans? This is a very knowledgeable bowling crowd in Barnsley, and they know that they are watching a man that is suffering on this lane at the moment. Well, he's got the spare, and the applause is nothing more than sympathy, because they know this is not the Thomas Lee Anderson that they've seen before. And frankly, it's not the Guy Kaminsky they've seen before either.
No, but as you said, one of them's going to win, and one will be going home. It's a quarter-final spot up for grabs, and at the moment, it looks like the man from South Africa is going to be the one.
Welcome back to the Masters. Guy Kaminsky and Thomas Lee Anderson playing for the chance to take on defending champion Jens Nicol. Kaminsky ahead as we move into the 6th frame of the second game. Commentary from Cass Edwards and Nick Halling.
Guy's got away with 9, and a silence from the auditorium, and there is Jens, who probably is as stunned as the rest of us at what he's watching.
This lane has really bit back. It's very much Lanesman's revenge, taking it out on the bowlers. This one sails wide as well. Guy's moving further left on the approach and just pushing it further and further right.
I mean, he's lucky to get 9, isn't he, Cass? It's a rotten shot, but so many of these first balls from both of them have just been wayward. He's sparing okay. That's the lifeline that Kaminsky's got himself, and he's still got that 16-pin lead.
Well, this is it. That is the lifeline. Not only has he got that slender lead, but Thomas is not playing very well at all. So the advantage is with the South African.
I can't remember a match like this when both of them have struggled virtually from the start for the whole match. Yeah, somebody has an off game, somebody has a blip, but usually